Well, happy Saturday to you on this cold and snowy day. I'm meteorologist Chris Spears in the 9 News Weather Center. I want to give you a little bit of a midday update with regard to the weather. If you were with us this morning, really not a lot has changed. We continue to track areas of light snow. But it's impactful, even though it is light, simply because it is just so cold. We're going to see most of the issues through the early to mid-afternoon. I would say after 4 o'clock, we can still see areas of snow, but the areas of snow should start to move more into the high country with regards to location. Average totals in Metro Denver, 2 to 4 inches, and that's verifying. We have seen some places in the 3 to 4 inch range, such as Wheat Ridge and on up into the Boulder area. You may tack on a few more inches. Foothills 3 to 6 total and 6 to 12 in the mountains, and I should say these are the northern mountains. I'll show you a graphic here in just a minute. A couple of snow totals I did pull up. Now these were as of 7 o'clock this morning, so certainly they could have changed, but at that point Allens Park was leading the pack with 5.1, Boulder 3.5, just shy of 2.5 in Longmont. Evergreen was checking in with a couple of inches of snow, and Castle Rock had just a little bit more than a trace. We are expecting another 3 to 6 inches to fall at some of the resorts north of I-70, including Steamboat, the Park Mountains, Winter Park. I would throw Eldora in that list. For the resorts south of I-70, that would include Breckenridge, A-Basin, and Copper. Another 1 to 3 inches could fall. Here's your advisory area, those mountains to the north of Interstate 70, so in and around Steamboat Springs, US 40, heading over Berthoud Pass. That's going to be a snowy route, and this advisory goes through the overnight hours because we will see patchy snow in addition to the very cold temperatures and the travel impacts. For Metro Denver, a couple of things to point out on this map. Again, in general, 2 to 4 inch totals, but you see from Longmont and Boulder down through Broomfield, Golden, Lakewood, and toward Ken Carroll. So essentially, right along the foothills, paralleling 470, if you will, there is a winter weather advisory for these areas because you're getting a little bit of an enhancement with an easterly wind flowing into the foothills, and the foothills causing that air to rise. It's squeezing out just a little bit more snow. So your totals on the west side of town will end up being just a little bit higher. I'm rolling this futurecast, and the story it tells from now through Sunday morning is overall we will see the snow activity for the lower elevations decrease, but it's going to linger in those northern and central mountains into the overnight hours, and so that is why we will continue with that winter weather advisory up there. Highs today, not a lot of movement in the temperature. There's pretty extensive cloud cover over the northern and eastern part of the state, so temperatures will hold pretty steady in the 20s for the most part. Winter Park, you may barely make it to 10. If you need to warm up, you'd have to make a little road trip down to the south and western parts of the state. You'll have a little more sunshine that way, and places like Durango, Montrose, Grand Junction, you'll climb into the lower 40s for an afternoon high. In Denver, occasional light snow. I think the bulk of it will be in the early to mid part of afternoon. After 4 o'clock, we could still see snow showers, but it should become more scattered in nature. Hovering around 20 tonight, a few flurries possible. We're going to go down to about 5. It's going to be a pretty cold overnight with some scattered clouds in the area, and that's going to hold true for the northeastern plains. We're talking many places in the single digits as well as the northern mountains, teens just about everywhere else, and of course some of those mountain valleys get pretty cold overnight, so we'll get down close to 0 in places such as Gunnison. For your Sunday, a little bit more sunshine. We're going to see this weather system move away. Temperatures will respond, not a lot, but a little better than today. We're talking 20s and 30s for the eastern plains and northern mountains, with 30s and 40s to near 50 out on Colorado's western slope. Cortez and Grand Junction, you will approach the 50-degree mark on Sunday, and that is the edge of a warmer air mass that will be moving into Denver and eastern Colorado in the week ahead. Speaking of the week ahead, I want to show you this map. There's an area of low pressure over Southern California, and as we move through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it is going to cut off from the main jet stream and just kind of drift over Southern California and Arizona. That's going to keep that part of the country cloudy, cool, potential showers in the forecast, and that's all good news for those fire-stricken areas of Southern California. Once we get to Wednesday, watch what happens. This low pressure will start to make a move to the east, and by the time we get to Friday, it will be sitting somewhere over New Mexico. The big question at this point, and we can't answer it yet, where in New Mexico? If this is in the northern part, we're talking the potential for a snowstorm in Denver as we approach next weekend. If it's central and southern New Mexico, then just our southern mountains will probably be grazed with a little bit of snowfall. So heads up for a lot of uncertainty in this extended forecast once we get into the Thursday, Friday time frame of the upcoming week. Right now, I have put a chance of snow on Friday just to build your awareness that that is something we're watching. So the weather impact day for today will come to an end at midnight. Sunday starts off cold. We may still have a few slick spots out there, but the snow will be over. It will start a warming trend, climbing above freezing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday, those clouds will increase as that weather system is moving through New Mexico. And Friday and beyond, what happens will all depend on the exact position of that low pressure as it goes by. Several days to watch this. No need to panic. Just put that in the back of your mind that over the next few days we'll be watching what happens with that cutoff low. Have a great weekend.